On a chilly September day in 1949, in the hard-edged town of Long Branch, New Jersey, Bruce Frederick Joseph Springsteen entered the world. Raised in the blue-collar borough of Freehold, he lived in a modest home where the radio blared rock and roll, and his family wrestled with money troubles and the silent weight of his father's brooding presence. His mother, a legal secretary, kept the family afloat with quiet resilience, a trait that would later echo in Bruce's ballads of everyday heroism. As a kid, Bruce didn't quite fit in. He was awkward, sensitive, rebellious, but when he saw Elvis Presley on The Ed Sullivan Show, it lit a fire in him. A guitar followed, then a deep, consuming obsession with music. In his teens and 20s, he bounced between local Jersey Shore bands with names like the Castills and Steel Mill, playing small clubs, sleeping in cheap apartments, and crafting a sound that mixed the soul of Dylan, the rawness of rock, and the storytelling of Woody Guthrie. By the early 1970s, Springsteen had caught the ear of legendary Columbia Records producer John Hammond, the man who had discovered Bob Dylan. He signed Bruce on the spot. His first album, Greetings from Ashbury Park, New Jersey, in 1973, didn't sell much, but critics saw something special: an urgent, lyrical voice that sang of street kids, dreamers, and outcasts. Then came Born to Run in 1975, written with desperation, both creative and financial. It was a thunderous declaration of arrival. The title track exploded with youthful yearning. Tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. Bruce suddenly found himself on the covers of Time and Newsweek in the same week, a rare feat. He had become overnight a voice for those chasing escape, hope, and something more on the American highway. Backed by his newly forged E Street Band, a tight-knit, fierce group of musicians, with Clarence Clemens on sax and Max Weinberg on drums, Springsteen began building a myth around himself, not with posturing but with sincerity. His shows became epic, 3-4 hours long, pouring sweat and soul into every note like it might be his last. As his fame grew, his music deepened. Darkness on the Edge of Town in 1978 dropped the wide-eyed youth of Born to Run for a raw portrait of working-class struggle and compromise. In The River in 1980, he showed both sides of life: joy and tragedy, laughter and loss. And in Nebraska in 1982, Bruce did something few rock stars dare. He stripped everything away. Recorded alone on a 4-track cassette recorder, it was haunting, stark, and deeply human. Then came Born in the USA in 1984, a stadium-sized beast of an album that turned Bruce into a global superstar. With its rousing title track, ironically misinterpreted as patriotic when it was actually a cry of disillusionment, and hits like Dancing in the Dark and Glory Days, it made him one of the most famous musicians on the planet. But even at his peak, he never lost sight of the people in the crowd, the blue jean-wearing, hard-luck hearts who saw themselves in his songs. As the decades passed, Springsteen continued to evolve. He chronicled divorce and doubt in Tunnel of Love in 1987, turned inward on The Ghost of Tom Joad in 1995, and returned to grand storytelling with The Rising in 2002, a moving tribute to the resilience of America after 9/11. He reunited with the E Street Band in the late 90s, and their live shows only grew more legendary. Bruce was never just about music. He was about meaning. In 2016, he published Born to Run, a raw, reflective memoir that revealed a lifelong battle with depression, his uneasy relationship with fame, and the truth behind his undying commitment to storytelling. That same year, President Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, recognizing not just his music, but his impact on the American spirit. In later years, Springsteen found new ways to connect. He created a hit Broadway show, Springsteen on Broadway, a stripped-down, intimate evening of stories and songs that brought fans to tears. In 2020's Letter to You, recorded live with E Street Band, he confronted aging, legacy, and loss with characteristic honesty. Through it all, Bruce Springsteen has remained something rare in American life, a truth teller who never stopped working, never stopped singing for the outsiders, the brokenhearted, and the brave, a man born from the grit of Jersey streets who became a beacon for millions, not because he had the answers, but because he asked the same questions we all do. He is and always will be the boss, not because he demanded it, but because he earned it.